welcome to the Django REST framework tutorial. In this video, I'm going to discuss about differences between the simple serializers and model serializers. Already I have discussed about model serializers in previous video. Now I'm going to create simple serializers and show you the differences as well. And also we are going to explore the authentication and as well as the understanding about many is equal to true. Let's go now. So already I started the server here. So let me show you. So here the server is got started. I want to provide here the products and the products and products list. And if you see that there is only one product is there so far we created, and the product which is product ID 2000, name is Samsung, something like this. I don't want to go for the all the fields to the end user. I want to show only like product ID and name. So in that cases, we can go to the serializer instead of fields is equal to underscore underscore all. So what I will do, right? Let me put this one into the comment section. And okay, so I'm going to use the same fields is equal to take the list. Inside the list you need to mention the name of the columns. These columns must match with the models we have. This product ID, this is the column name. You can go here and write, okay, and comma. So I'm not going to serialize the all the fields in the given table. I'm going to serialize only few fields. So how to do it? So I'm just passing the product ID and the name. These two only I want to serialize. So yeah, just keep it into the single quotes or double quotes, whatever the string format. Now we are going to refresh the page here, and you see only product ID and name. So only these two fields are serializable now, right? And one more important thing is that I already log in with the admin screen. I'm going to log out now. So even though you log out, after that you can see this data. Okay. Now question comes that how to restrict the, if a user is not logged in, how to restrict the not to see this data. So what we'll do, right, we'll go to the views. Here is the only like we have the function based views. So we are going to add some decorator here. So what is the decorator name? Just few minutes think about this decorator name called permission class. So let me add it. So this is already there here only in the decorators. So REST framework dot decorators. Already we added the API view. So and just now we are adding the permission classes. This is the decorator. So we just the decorator on top of the view. Okay, and this decorator, it's basically takes the parameter is called the is authenticated, right? So let me go and first execute this, and you see that it is giving a message called missing one required positional argument, right? So what is missing here? Here it is missing the argument name is called the is authenticated. So is authenticated, basically it is available under the from a REST framework dot, and there is a name called permissions. Basically you are allocating the permissions to the user. So import, and the name is called is authenticated. So this is authenticated, yes. So if you also provide the is authenticated read only, is authenticated only for admin user, we can do. So these things we can explore it little later in the upcoming sessions. I'm just sorry, I'm just giving the is authenticated now. Okay, so let it be. This is authenticated as is, it is a parameter to the decorator, right? So I am passing this one into the list, then you can pass this is authenticated, as simple as. Now I'm going back to the screen here and refresh the page. So when after applying this permission classes is authenticated, and now it's saying that detailed authentication credentials was required to see this data. So at that time we can go for the login, and we'll log in with now. So there is an admin, and in my case password is also admin. Just you enter, then so it's not okay. So we can see the data now. So we are restricting the users to access only after login to the application or API. So this is how we can restrict the users to access our API. Okay, so moving to the next one. So the basically what I have done here, two fields. You can add 3 fields, 4 fields. It's up to you how we can define it, right? So this is all we are doing with the model. I am doing it from the database. What if I don't have database? I want to serialize. It's a simple serializer. I'm going to take it now without database. Okay, let's do it. So to begin with these simple serializers, I will take the reference of the Django REST framework documentations. If you go to the API guide uh, and there is something called Serializers submenu, you just click on the Serializer submenu, then you see that there is some information here declaring the serializers and that. I'm going to take very simple serializer here that's called comment serializer. I'm just going to copy this code and I'm going to place it here. Just remember guys, this serializers is not depending on the database table. This is the, so you can see the differences here. Serializers dot, this is a model serializer, but this serializer is not model one. It is not related to the model basically, right? So this is, I can say that simple serializer, okay? And this is the data model serializers, okay? The model based one, right? Based one. So that you should remember here. And one more important point here. So instead of this comment, I will change the different name. So just to customizing message serializer, okay? And message will contain the email and content and created. So you remember here, I'm using the email field, char field, datetime field from the serializers. It is similar to the case where we use the models.decimal field, models.positive integer field. Same way in the serializers also we use the serializers. Serializers is the sub package under that email field, char field, and datetime fields are there. Okay, this is how we can define it. So what we can do, right, we'll go to the views and we'll define the separate view for this. This is also function based views which I'm going to take it today. In the upcoming sessions, we'll see the different views. Okay, so this view I will call it as the message view or message list messages just for idea purpose. So list messages, and this is a simple view. Whenever we can say view when there is a parameter which is a request first parameter, and after that we don't have the data here. You can see we are querying the data from the database, but we are don't query it basically. But how to do it, I'll come to this point. Just keep it in your mind. After that I will use the serializer class. So to use the serializer class, I have to go to the get the serializer first. What is the serializer name which I created? Which I created is the message serializer. This message serializers I will take it here. So just go equal to message serializer, and I don't know what information I need to pass here. This is also, you just put it as a currently, just you can keep it here as a blank, and many is equal to true. Okay, I will explain you this. What is the difference between the without many is equal to true with many is equal to true in shortly. Here I am going to use the same serializer is equal to class, and I am going to response the data. So just same which I am going to copy it here, right? So return and response. But this response you always remember, guys. It is a REST framework response, and you can see here serializer class dot data which I am going to take it up. But the interesting point here, I don't have the database. How we can pass the data to this? The basically, if we don't have database, we can create a separate class here, or we can say separate module. Say that test.py. So inside that, I will create a small class. So this class is basically like a message, and we can put colon. And remember, already I'm referring to the documentation here. There is a class mentioned here. Instead of comment, I'm using the message here, but the fields are same only. Okay, so I'm just using the fields are same only. So now the self dot created is equal to created and date time now, but we need date time. So we need date time. So that's which I'm going to take it from here itself. Done. There is no any issues, right? So I'm going to call this message class from this module. So go to this the views, which is incompleted view. We are going to create a message. Why we need to create data here? So basically, either we can get the data from the database table, or from the, you have to pass the data to the external file which you created, right? So this is another way. Like you have the class we need to create an object. In object we can pass the email content and create it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to first import this. Okay. And how to import? So from and test. Okay, test is there in the test, and import, and file name is message. File name in the sense, here file name is the test, that's called module, and message is here is the actual class. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to create an object for this. So object is very simple. So message underscore obj. Okay, anything which you can give here, and any name basically. So the first parameter is the, basically in my case, if you go to the class here, check the first parameter is the email. Next one is the content. Created anyway, it is not required, it is a none. So first one is the mail. So I will take the Raja at iampython.com, and next one is, which I'm going to provide the content will say that, hi, how are you? Okay, so I, hello, something like this. Okay, so I'm just going to create this content, right? So when I'm going to run this, okay, there is a, it is expecting, this is also, we put it as a blank, right? I want to fill this one. This is nothing but message object, so the object which you created in the previous example. Okay, it's not an example. In the previous the model serializer, we are passing the model query result, but here you are passing the class message object data, which is manually created, right? This is how we can create it. So what we can do, right, I'm going to show you this data in our UI. I'm going to enter here. So yeah, but nothing we can see because we are not calling this list messages. To call this list messages, first we need to convert this one into the API view. I'm just going to copy the same here. This is going to be converted into the API view. This must be called from the URLs. I'm going to add same thing here. So this is the going to be a, it's not product list, it is a message list. So I'm just going to mention here the message list, and the last one is here, the name we need to mention here. So simply we can say message. Okay, and this is not list products, we can say that it is a message, sorry, it is a list message. Okay, so list messages. So we are done, right? So what we can do, right, we'll go back to here, and we can okay, till the products we have to go and enter, and we need, okay, this products is there, right? We just enter here. 1 second, this is not the product list. Okay, so localhost products slash, and you can give the message list. There is a product list and message list, but we need message list here. You just enter, and there is a message object is not iterable, obviously. This exception you need to focus, guys. This is a very important exception. So because message is not iterable, in the sense, if you go to the views, you are giving the many is equal to true. Many is equal to true is applicable when you have the iterated data. So in this case, we don't have iterated data, it is a single object. So many is equal to true is not applicable. But if you go to the products.objects.all, there is so many products will be there, can be iterate. So in this case, we are changed, remove that many is equal to true here. I'm going to refresh the page here, and you're absolutely going to see the data. Okay. See that the email which content create, I mean, which I entered, created by default is created, is taking the current time. Okay. If you go to the test.py, we see that there is a datetime.now which is taking up, right? So what is the takeaway from this session is, okay, there is a two types of serializers we have. One, in this case, for example, there is a product serializer which is related to the model. Another serializer is message serializer which is related to this normal serializer without any data. So model serializers, anyway, we are creating the model, that data we are entering from the admin we are sending. But message serializers, we are actually creating a class. In that class, we are defining the fields and that data which we are passing basically at the view level. So this difference, if you understand clearly, then you know the differences between the how we are transforming the data from the Django project to the different. Okay, assume this in this case, this tested.py, I am actually defining in the Python the object which I can create calling this Python file. So I can send this data to the serializer. And also we can restrict the serialization process, how many fields you want to send it, right? That's also we can do it. So this is how we do. And there is other serializers also there. In upcoming session, I will talk about other different types of serializers, how to define the class-based views, those things which we are going to explore into the upcoming sessions. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment box. And thank you so much for watching it.